Okay, so assalamu alaikum to you all. My name is Mohammed Shakli, as per your Rehan School Online Academy in Basan. So today we are going to talk with Maya on the topic wood. So hello Maya, how are you?
Walaikum salam, bon shakli. It's good to hear from you. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Ready to talk about the word wood whenever you are?
Yes. So please can you tell what is wood? Please can you explain about wood? What is the wood?
Wood is essentially the hard fibrous tissue that forms the main structural component of trees and shrubs. Think about it, the stuff you see making up tree trunks, branches, and even roots. It's a complex organic material formed from cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, which give it its strength. Historically, it's been super important to humans for thousands of years. We've used it for everything: shelter, tools, fuel, paper, and art. There are different types based on the tree they come from: hardwoods like oak and maple, and softwoods like pine and cedar. Different woods have different properties, like how strong they are, what color they are, or how easy they are to work with. So that's wood in a nutshell: strong, natural material that comes from trees and has been essential to human civilization since the beginning.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is, where does wood come from?
Well, the short answer is trees, but let's get into a bit more detail. Wood comes from trees that are either harvested specifically for their wood, these are often managed forests grown for timber, or from trees that have fallen naturally or are removed for other reasons like land clearing. Trunk of the tree is where most of the wood comes from, but branches can be used too. Different parts of the world have different types of wood depending on what trees grow there. For example, you'll find a lot of pine and fir in colder northern areas, while you'll see more hardwood trees like oak and maple in warmer climates. Once the tree is cut down, the trunk is processed in sawmills to create lumber, which is what we typically think of when we talk about wood. Wood also comes from dead wood, which can be found naturally or through proper cutting.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is, what is wood made from?
Wood is mostly made of three main things. Um, First, there's cellulose, which are long, chain like molecules that create the basic structure of the wood. Think of cellulose like the fibers that give wood its strength, but also some flexibility. Second, there's hemicellulose, which is similar to cellulose, but shorter in chains and sort of fills in the spaces around the cellulose fibers. Finally, and probably most important, is lignin. This is what makes wood hard and rigid and stops it from collapsing under its own weight. There are also smaller amounts of other compounds like resins, tannins, and oils, depending on the specific type of wood. These smaller components affect the color, smell, and properties of the wood, but really cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin are the building blocks of that material we call wood.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is wood hard or soft?
That's a great question because it's more complicated than you might think. Wood isn't really just hard or soft, it's actually divided into two main categories: hardwood and softwood. Traditionally, hardwoods came from deciduous trees like oak, maple, and birch, which lose their leaves seasonally. Softwoods come from conifers like pine, fir, and cedar, which are evergreen and keep their needles all year. However, that's actually kind of misleading. Some softwoods, like you, are actually harder than many hardwoods. The distinction mostly comes down to the tree's structure on a microscopic level. Hardwoods tend to have more complex structures with larger cells that make them denser and more durable, while softwoods are simpler and less dense overall. So it's really better to think of hardwood and softwood as categories that describe where the wood comes from rather than actual hardness levels.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is name one thing, name one thing made from wood.
That's a really easy one. One thing made from wood is furniture, like tables, chairs, beds, and cabinets. Wood has been used to make furniture for centuries. Different types of wood are suited to different furniture purposes. For example, sturdy hardwood like oak is good for chairs and tables that need to withstand lots of use, while pine is more commonly used for lighter pieces like shelves and boxes. The way wood is cut and worked into furniture shapes also makes it versatile.
Okay, Maya. So can you explain us when the first wood has been in India, like not in India, in the world, like how
Oh, that's a
wood,
big.
like how the wood came in the world first.
So, humans have been using wood for a really, really long time. The earliest evidence we have points back about 1.5 million years to Africa, where stone tools were found with residue of wood. Researchers think they were basically using wood handles for those stone tools. Then there was a really old wooden plank found in Israel that's over 780,000 years old. But one of the coolest finds was in Zambia. They discovered what looks like a deliberately built wooden structure with notched logs that's around 476,000 years old. The thing is, wood decays over time, so it's really hard to find examples that old. The Zambia find shows people were already thinking about construction and creating something intentional with wood pretty early on.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, how can we use wood in our daily life?
We use wood for so much in daily life. Think about it: paper, pencils, even some of your clothes have wood fibers in them. Furniture like chairs and tables, flooring in homes, building house, all wood. We use it for cooking with wooden utensils or grilling food with wood charcoal. Wood's also used for things like chopsticks, toothpicks, musical instruments, guitars, pianos, drums, and even toys for kids. In construction, wood supports homes and buildings. Packaging uses wood. Shipping crates, wood pallets. It's pretty much everywhere around you in everyday things.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, what part of tree gives us wood?
The main part of the tree that gives us wood is the trunk or stem, that big central section you see holding up the branches and leaves. However, we actually get wood from other parts too. The branches are used to, especially for smaller wooden items or fuel. Um, we even get wood from roots, though it's not as common. But the trunk is really where most of our lumber comes from because it's the largest part of the tree and has the densest, most valuable wood. What makes up the trunk under the bark is what botanists call wood because that's where the layers of wood grow each year in rings.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, can wood float on water?
Generally speaking, yes, most wood can float on water. This is because wood is less dense than water. Density is basically how much stuff is packed into a certain space, and wood has less stuff packed in than water does. Because of this difference, wood naturally rises to the surface. However, some types of wood are denser than others and can sink if they get waterlogged enough or are very heavy. But for most wood, we're talking about like pine or cedar, it definitely floats.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, what tools is used to cut wood?
A bunch of tools are used to cut wood, depending on what you're trying to do. For really big jobs like cutting down trees, we use chainsaws. For more precise cuts, we've got hand saws or power saws, like circular saws, jigsaw, or table saws. Like to shape wood for woodworking, chisels, hatchets, and axes can be used. Even simpler tools like knives can do small wood cuts. People historically used axes and handsaws as well, but modern options definitely speed things up and can make cuts cleaner and more precise.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, can wood be burned?
Yes, wood can absolutely be burned. In fact, burning wood is actually one of the oldest uses for it. It's been used as a fuel source for warmth, cooking, and even electricity through modern wood burning power plants for centuries. Wood burns because it's made up of combustible materials like those cellulose and lignin we talked about earlier that combine with oxygen when heated to create fire and release energy in the form of heat and light. Obviously, you need to be careful with fire and follow safety precautions when burning wood, but yes, wood is definitely burnable.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is wood stored?
I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Could you clarify your question? Did you
Um,
mean what is stored in wood? Or are you asking about something else entirely?
can we store the wood?
Ah, yes, we can definitely store wood. We usually store wood in piles or stacked neatly in sheds, garages, or under covered areas to keep it dry and protected from the elements. Proper storage helps prevent rot, insect damage, and warping, keeping the wood usable for longer. In industrial settings, massive piles of wood, lumber yards, are the places where wood is stored before being used for construction or other projects. But yeah, storing wood properly is important. You don't want it to get moldy or rot from sitting out in the rain.
Okay, Maya. So my next question is, what do we call a person who work with wood?
We have lots of different names for people who work with wood. One common term is carpenter. They usually focus on building things with wood, like furniture or framing for houses. Then there are woodworkers. That's a broader term for anyone who shapes and crafts with wood, which could include carving, turning, or making more artistic pieces. Sometimes you'll also hear terms like lumberjack for someone who specifically cuts down trees, or cabinet maker if they focus on building cabinets. But basically, anyone who skillfully crafts and works with wood professionally could be considered some kind of woodworker.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is, can wood rot over?
I'm not sure I caught that clearly. What were you asking about? Ken Wood wrote over. Could you say that again, please?
Like I'm asking, can wood rot over time?
Ah, okay. You're asking if wood rots over time?
Yes, yes.
Yes, wood absolutely can rot over time. This happens when fungi and bacteria break down the wood's fibers, especially if it gets wet and doesn't dry properly. It's called wood decay, basically. The wood loses its strength and starts to break down. Some kinds of wood are more resistant to rot than others, like cedar or teak, but most wood will eventually decay if exposed to moisture and the right conditions for long enough. So, yes, wood definitely does change and eventually break down over time.
Okay. So my next question with you, Maya, is name one type of tree of like name one type of tree that gives wood.
That's a simple one. Oak. Oak trees are super common and well known for producing high quality wood that's used for furniture, flooring, and all sorts of things. There are different kinds of oak too, red oak, white oak, but they all give us strong, durable wood.
Okay. So Maya, can you please tell me um like
I'm listening. What can I tell you?
can we recycle wood?
Yes, absolutely. Wood is actually one of the most recyclable materials. There are a few ways to recycle it. One is through wood recycling facilities that take in scrap wood from construction or demolition and process it into mulch, compost, or even new wood products. Another way is by repurposing. Yeah, taking old wood furniture and giving it a new life through restoration or making something new out of it. Plus, wood can be chipped into wood pulp for paper making too. So, yeah, wood recycling is important and happens a lot.
Okay, Manas, my next question is wood heavy or light?
Are you asking if wood is heavy or light?
Yes.
Wood varies a lot. Some wood, like oak or maple, is pretty heavy and dense. Other woods, like pine or balsa, are much lighter. So it really depends on the type of wood we're talking about. Some woods can feel very substantial and heavy, while others feel quite light in your hands. It's not really heavy or light, it's all over the map.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is um like what do we call someone who cut the trees?
That would be a lumberjack, or sometimes you might hear logger. Those are both people who cut down trees, usually professionally in forests or woodlands. They typically harvest trees for timber and wood products. They use chainsaws and other tools to cut down trees and then prepare them for transport.
Okay, so Maya, can you tell us the wood is good for our health? Like can we
That's
eat
interesting.
can we eat the wood?
I think you may have meant something different. Did you mean, can we eat wood?
Yes.
Because eating wood is actually not good for your health at all. Our bodies can't really digest wood, our stomachs can't break down those cellulose and lignin compounds. Wood can cause digestive problems and is not nutritious at all. However, some edible mushrooms do grow on wood, so that's something that's good for you and comes from wood in a roundabout way.
Okay. So can you tell us using the wood is nice or not?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by using the hood. Can you rephrase that? Are you asking if using wood is a good? Okay, sounds good. Take care, Wang Shockley.
Like good after burning the wood, like wood after burning the wood is good or not?
Burning wood can be both good and not good, depending on how you look at it. It's good in some ways. It's a renewable energy source that can provide heat for cooking or warmth, and historically has helped people survive and live. But there are downsides. Burning wood releases mumbles, smoke, and pollutants into the air that aren't great for our lungs or the environment. Plus, if not sourced sustainably, it can deplete forests. So it's kind of a balancing act. It can be useful, but needs to be done responsibly to avoid the downsides.
Okay, Maya. So my next question with you is can wood be painted?
Yes. Absolutely, wood can be painted. Painting wood protects it from moisture, insects, and damage. Plus, it can make it look pretty. People paint wood furniture, doors, houses, pretty much anything made of wood. You usually need to prepare the wood with a primer first to help the paint stick, but yeah, wood takes paint really well.
Okay, so can you tell us um, what is
I'm
the
listening. What?
pollution? Like what is deforestation?
Okay, those are important topics. I first, pollution refers to anything that contaminates the environment, air, water, or land, with harmful substances. Like the smoke from burning wood we just talked about, that's air pollution. Deforestation specifically means the clearing of forests, usually by cutting down trees. That can happen for many reasons, like to make room for farms, cities, or to get wood for lumber. It's a problem because forests clean our air, provide homes for wildlife, and help prevent erosion. But when we cut them down, we lose those benefits. We lose valuable habitats, and it can contribute to climate change by increasing carbon dioxide levels.
Okay, Maya, so can you please explain us detailedly like what is the photosynthesis?
Okay, so photosynthesis is how plants make their own food. It's pretty amazing, actually. Plants take in carbon dioxide from the air through tiny pores in their leaves, and they also absorb water through their roots. Then they use sunlight, that's the energy source, to combine the water and carbon dioxide to create sugar, which is the plant's food. As a byproduct of this process, plants release oxygen into the air, which, of course, we need to breathe. Basically, photosynthesis is like a plant's recipe for making food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, and making food while releasing oxygen for us. It's essential for life on Earth.
Okay, so Maya, thank you for giving time to us. So we meet in another interview with Maya. So Allah Hafiz. Bye bye, Maya.
You're so welcome, Wong Shekli. It was great talking to you about wood today. Looking forward to our next chat with you. Until then, take care. Ma assalama.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.